Day 4 of Eagles training camp, and the pads are finally on. Jalen Hurts seems to be making a massive leap here at training camp already. And do the Eagles have the best wide receiver duo in the league? All that and more coming up. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly, your number one home for Eagles coverage. As always, hit the like button. If you enjoy the show, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell down below. That way you don't miss any of the coverage. Today we are back, day 4 of Eagles camp. Guess what, man? The pads are finally on. As Nolan Smith would say, it is finally time to hit mother bleepers. And man, another productive day of camp, right? Another big day. A lot of high expectations for this Eagles team being set. And I am excited to continue to monitor and break it all down. I got a question for Eagle Nation out there. Let me know down below in the comments. Right now, even though we're hearing a lot of good things all around, what is the one positional group that you think the Eagles should and probably will look to improve? You know, Howie Roseman is always keeping his eye out. Is there any positional group right now where you feel like, maybe they're not as strong as they need to be heading into the season? Give me your thoughts down below. Before we jump into the entire recap, quick shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbook. Sign up today with bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. If you do not win your first bet, visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Pennsylvania only, new customer offer. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get into it, man. So, day 4, and the pads are finally on. That is right. They can finally start cracking one another. Nah, man, but here are the camp notes. Once again, shout out to Elliott Shore-Parks, who does a great job of jotting it all down. He is right there at the forefront of all of these practices, watching it live, and here are his takeaways from day 4 of camp. Number 1, he says, it is not breaking news, but A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith really are the best duo this team has had at wide receiver. It shows every day in practice, but especially today. Brown with a long touchdown, Smith with a wide open touchdown in the red zone. Hard to imagine the Eagles having a better duo. So a big day from the Eagle wide receivers, right? There's been a lot of talk about the defense, a lot of talk about these young guys, and mostly the offense has struggled with the second and third teams, but it's nice to see these guys out here making a splash today. We know the potent power, the potent duo of A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith, the fact that they both went over 1,000 yards in their first year together, the fact that they're breaking records out here in just 1 year. Imagine how that chemistry will continue to develop, especially with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. Second takeaway from Elliott Shore-Parks is that the backup O-line could be an issue. Mariota's been bad, but he is not getting good protection. Mariota seemed to be very ready to run today as soon as he got the ball. So, you know, may have to look into some of these depth pieces, right? You have the Tyler Steens of the world. It looks like Cam Jurgens is going to, you know, be that starting right guard, but have to monitor that. And, you know, you have some of these other cats, the Jack Driscolls of the world, etc., to keep your eyes on, see if they can, you know, be sufficient backups. Also, another interesting one here that I probably did not expect. Mario Goodrich getting first team reps at the nickel right now. I know Avonte Maddox has been dealing with some things, but Elliott says that he could be working his way onto the 53-man roster, maybe a special teams guy, right? Undrafted player, I believe it was last year. Goodrich starting to get some reps, so definitely something to keep your eye on there. Maybe a piece who, you know, kind of comes out of nowhere here, right? There's always one or two in training camp. Another takeaway from Elliott is that no noticeable positive play from either Nakobe Dean or Nick Morrow today. Christian Ellis had first team reps next to Nakobe Dean, who is still getting all the first team reps. It seems like Nakobe Dean has solidified his spot already, but who will LB2 be? Will it be Nick Morrow? Will it be Christian Ellis? I asked you guys at the top of the show, what positional group still needs some adjustment? Which positional group still needs some help? And I said going into training camp, linebacker is probably, you know, going to be the number one answer. So we have to wait and see how this goes. But Howie Roseman may be lurking around for either a safety, a linebacker, especially maybe a guy who can play all around the field. And lastly, Joseph Nada and Britton Covey have been the best wide receivers. Britton Covey apparently taking a huge step up. A couple other quick takeaways here from Josh Tolentino. Reed Blankenship getting all the first team reps at safety, as he has been. Sidney Brown starting to climb his way up the depth chart. We'll see if he can overtake Terrell Edmonds. We'll see how that goes. And as per usual, Jalen Carter's strength is impressive. Apparently, he straight up lifted a guard off of the ground. The guy's been an absolute monster. He is a mammoth, and I can't wait to see how that plays out with Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Now, let's elaborate a little more on Jalen Hurts. Once again, he had a magnificent day. He seems to be getting better, taking another leap every single practice. And here were his stats from day 4, 15 for 17 with 2 tutties. You know what this means, man? Jalen Hurts is settling into, like, you already know what he's coming into the season with, right? Last year in training camp, we're talking about, is he making this or is he making that throw? You don't have to worry now. You know Jalen Hurts has finally hit that level, right? He was in MVP contention last year, and he got his big payday. He seems to be more comfortable than ever, and he's just going out there making plays happen as he always does, but you can see he's starting to get more comfortable, right? He says an outstanding day for Hurts, was surgical with the ball. He had a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, which we'll talk about. He had a big play to DeVonta Smith. He has been very, very good the last 2 practices, and he's taken another leap. Here was the play where Elliott had tweeted out it was a touchdown to DeVonta Smith, first play of the 11-on-11, so he had a 3-yard touchdown there. And then the biggest play of the day, he had a pass to A.J. Brown with a 15-yard gain, and then right after that, he had a 40-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Brown. So these two finding their chemistry again, linking up with that connection. Bradbury did get beat a couple times. I'm not really worried. It's tough to go one-on-one against A.J. Brown, who, in my opinion, is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Speaking of which, is it time to start talking about these two as the best, man? Like, there was a quote put out from Randy Moss. He was on John Clark's podcast, and he said, A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith are the best duo. There's no other duo that's really close. And, I mean, other than a few others, maybe, I would agree. I mean, 1 year, and these guys are putting up the production that they're putting up. It is almost unstoppable. There's a video going around of DeVonta Smith and his footwork. These guys are only going to get better together, and it's not like they're 29, 30 years old. No, DeVonta Smith is still in his early 20s. A.J. Brown is 26. There is no saying what these two can do together for the next couple years, and I hope they're here for a long time. But just given the versatility, given the fact that both these guys have almost secure hands, the fact that they can stretch the field, the fact they can almost do anything you want to do, and they balance each other out. They don't have egos. They both complement each other well. And Jalen Hurts has a great connection, has former experience in different ways with both of them. The chemistry is amazing, and I think that is important. And Jalen's going to just continue to trust these guys more. So, yes, I would say right now A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith, to me, are the best wide receiver duo. If not, they have to be number 2, right? They have to be. Speaking of offensive weapons, though, it was another big day for the Eagles running backs. We continue to monitor this, see what may happen here. We have the DeAndre Swift, who's in motion here, and we're hoping to see more of this in the Eagles offense. Really, the fact that they didn't do a lot of pre-snap motion last year was really maybe one of the only things that this Eagles team could improve on. Now they have a pure pass catcher out of the backfield, a guy who's getting a lot of reps, a guy who looks really fresh right now and has done it pretty well for the last couple of years. Again, just didn't really fit anymore with the Detroit Lions. I think DeAndre Swift's going to play a huge role in this Eagles offense. And at the same time, another thing the Eagles running backs are looking to improve on is pass protection. Kenny Gainwell said that the way to improve this is by listening to Jason Kelce. We got a motto right now in our running back room. Listen to the damn center. That's all we got to do. I love it, man. They're trusting the vet. They're trusting the expertise of Jason Kelce. Lastly, we'll talk about Hassan Reddick. He was asked if he's underpaid. He says, I ain't going to sit here. You all see it. You all know what's going on. I'm just worried about being the best version of myself, and everything else will sort itself out. I mean, I agree. Hassan Reddick probably is underpaid, but I like how he handled this with professionalism. Won't let it get in the way. I'm expecting another dominant year out of him. He says that if anybody doesn't consider him a top 5 edge rusher, that they have to question if they know football. I agree, man. Hassan Reddick has done it for 3 to 4 years now at the highest level. He continues to bounce around. He's found his home here in Philadelphia, and he's only going to get better this year with more trust, upon his teammates, more weapons around him. Hassan Reddick was absolutely the gem of last offseason for any team, in my opinion. And, I just like the way he's coming out here. And this is my favorite thing right here. He said that he keeps the nameplate from the Super Bowl as a daily reminder, right? It's that constant motivation. You got there, you didn't finish the job. If you want this feeling again, if you want another one of these, if you want a ring, do your damn best every day. Come out here, do your job, and get back to that moment. He also had a lot of praise for his new teammate, Nolan Smith. He says, love the kid. He's electric. He's going to have a lot of success in his career. He's been a sponge so far, soaking up every bit of information that he can, which I love to see. I feel he has greatness ahead of him. And that term is not thrown around lightly, man. Greatness. Greatness for Nolan Smith. Everything has been positive about Nolan Smith. The fit is just amazing. And like I said on draft night, him, Jalen Carter, coming in from a winning program to another program that is in contention. It's just, I don't know how they pulled it off, man, but Howie Roseman is a wizard. The Eagles have a lot of pieces to play with. How is any team going to stop this? I cannot wait to see how it plays out, man. But another great day for the Eagles veterans, and looks like Jalen Hurts and the rest of the squad is going to take this team where they need to go. It's just a matter of time, man. So give me your biggest takeaways from day 4 down below in the comments section. And as always, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.